Hello and I wish you all a very good evening. Welcome to today's price action video. This is the 16th of March 2022 and we could see today was a very stable day, a surprisingly stable day. We opened with a green candle. It had a good body and it had a good bottom wick. Yes, it had this wick also on the top, but that wick was because it had opened within the zone that we had previously marked. What was that zone? That was the supply zone coming from yesterday. Yesterday what happened was the price had completely taken out the entire rally that it had done the previous day to that. So it was a 370 point fall in Nifty yesterday. All the gains that Nifty had made on the 14th were wiped out yesterday. Today you could see that Nifty opened in the positive, and the first candle itself suggested that that opening might be sustained the entire session. Now this was not a gap up opening. What I mean by that is, see, if this was the closing price of Nifty yesterday, the opening here, 212 point gap up like we see here on the screen, this is not what I call a gap. Okay, what I call a gap is something where you have a gap like this that we have marked on the top here. So a gap is where you see the difference between the high and the low of a particular day. Where you see a gap between the high and low of two consecutive sessions, that is a gap. So this was not a gap today, but the opening was very positive. SGX Nifty did suggest that, and I was of the opinion that market was going to sustain the levels today. And in fact, I had tweeted upfront in the morning itself today that the market looks to be strong, and I did not believe right since the morning today that the market could give a downside movement today. So I had already tweeted in the morning that I would be looking for a long trade if the high of today was broken, and I was talking about this level here. So I was looking for the break of this high to go long, which actually happened here. You can see that the high was broken later in the day, but you can see the time of that is 3 p.m. and I never initiate any intraday trades after 3 p.m., or rather I don't even initiate trades after almost 2:30 p.m. So very rarely will you see me opening trades very late, but that is not the time when I trade. And as you can see that the price did break out of that level, and then it kept going sideways after that completely for the entire session. So one thing I was pretty sure about when I tweeted up in right up in the morning, that market was not going to break the day's low today here. That was going to be a strong support is what I was expecting right since the morning opening today. And why was I so sure of that was because you can see here that it was a strong candle that led to this rally here up to the previous day high, non-stop green candles. So you can see here that price reached there with non-stop green candles. Now many a times such price action is meant to trap retail traders, but somehow I was of the opinion today that that was not a trap. And you can see here that the price did take some resistance there, and then it fell, but it kind of made a base here, after which I was almost certain that the price was not going to fall from there, rather it was going to go and meet that level again. Here you can see that price has spent a lot of time within this zone that we had marked previously, and the price was very stable in Nifty today. So nothing really to explain as far as the price action in Nifty went, just that here you can see that price came to the low of the day, and near around the level of the low of that day, the level being the 16,837.85 level. Around the same region this red candle happened, the low being 16,840. Nifty came and took a bounce from there, and then it rallied right up to the day high. Now here at the day high, I was waiting for either Bank Nifty or Nifty to break out of the day high, where I would take a long trade, and I was definitely not interested in going short today. And you could see that the R1 level was right here. So this was the R1 pivot here, and price kept trading between the R1 pivot and the previous day high for the entire session. Of course, you can see that it had broken down from the R1 level, but the resistance of that R1 level held because you had the day low support right here. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the support of the R1 level, not the resistance of the R1 level. So the support of the R1 level kind of held because the day low support was there. Okay, so now going ahead from here, let's see what kind of levels today's price action gives us. See, first thing you can see that the gap has been reduced. So this will be the gap now, and it's a very small gap left now. I have been saying in every session that whenever price leaves a gap within between the levels or the price action of from the previous day, then the gap is sooner or later filled. And this is what we saw today. So what we can do is we can mark the PDH for tomorrow. It's going to be a strong support for tomorrow, and if price keeps going up, then if we open on a positive note tomorrow, then the PDH will play an important role. So keep the PDH ready. This is one level which was broken today, but it lies right within the CPR, so you can delete that level. It's fine if you don't mark it. And we do have the virgin CPR from today that we can extend forward. So let us just extend this virgin CPR. So today was a very stable price action. I don't remember the last time I saw such a stable price action, and it's a conducive day for straddles and strangles, those people who open short straddles and strangles. So those are the people who can earn money in such type of markets here. You can obviously go back and extend all the other levels that you have previously marked on your charts. If you're trading on the same system as I am, then those levels will stay as they are. Let's see what Bank Nifty did today. Similar kind of price action in Bank Nifty, a very stable price action. You can see here that Bank Nifty also opened with a strong green candle. Again, the opening suggested to me right away that the R1 pivot was right below the opening candle. Okay, so the opening candle itself had broken the R1 pivot. So that being the case, the R1 pivot was broken in the very first candle, and that first candle was a strong Marubozu candle, suggesting that the low of such candles usually will act as a strong support. So it was an open is equal to low candle. You can see here that the low of the day is of that candle is 35461.55, which also happens to be the low of the day, and the open price is also 35461.55. So such candles are always strong candles, and they will provide strong support for price throughout that trading session also, and in the consecutive trading session also. So such kind of price action is usually very stable, and you don't get to really see too many reversal patterns or breakout patterns in such kind of price action. Understand the psychology here. Now this was the supply zone. The 915 AM candle strikes right through the supply zone, and it had actually also shown a breakout from the previous day's range. Here you can see the previous day's range being marked here. So it had not very convincingly broken out, but it has just grazed past it. Now the second candle also was a green candle, and the third candle confirmed that the price was definitely going to go and meet the supply zone border that we had marked previously. And here this was the candle that went ahead and hit the supply zone top border, and then a red candle was formed here. This is the red candle I'm talking about, and that is the 9:35 AM candle. Okay, follow up to the 9:35 AM candle was the red candle here. Okay, this was the red candle. It was the 9:40 AM candle, and that candle you can see is a strong candle. Just check that candle out. See, it suggests a strong reversal. Now that was a strong candle, and here I knew that once the price had reacted like this to this level, it was going to come and at least give me a retracement back to the day high, the previous day high. If not break it, but there would be a retracement is what I had an opinion about at that time. So I knew that I had an opportunity there looking at the strong red candle. So what I did was I just allowed the next consecutive candle, the 9:45 a.m. candle to start. When the moment it opened and it had actually showed me some signs of breaking this low, I immediately took a scalp there. And as you can see, I opened the trade at the 9:45 a.m. candle, and I had shorted the 35,700 call option. So where is the 35,700 level? Let's say this is the 35,700 level. Let's say roughly around this area. You can see here that it was the at the money call option, and I knew that my target was right below it, right here. So here this such trades are called scalp trades. Now the best thing to do when scalping is to select at the money call options, and if you are shorting call options, now I am an expert at shorting calls, or rather shorting options, not calls but calls and puts. So I only short calls and puts, like you've seen in my all my previous videos. So that is my comfort zone. But if you're looking to scalp, even option buying is a very good thing to do when you're looking at scalping, because you get a delta advantage there. But since I only understand call option, or other option selling, I am very comfortable mentally shorting calls. And as you know, trading is more of a mental game than a technical game, so I do not deviate from my rules in any case. And so I had initiated that trade at the 9:45 a.m. candle, and as you can see, at 9:48 a.m. in the same candle my trade was closed. So that is called a scalp trade. What is scalping? You go in with heavy volumes and you are there for a very brief moment of time, and within a candle or two you quickly go get in and get out and steal whatever points you can in that scenario. Now here price action analysis and price action study helps a lot, because you are sure what kind of trades you are picking up, and scalping especially takes a lot of practice and a lot of mental strength also to do. So because here, as you can see, if I am shorting uh, an option here, and I am picking up my profits here at the day high, where am I keeping my SL? Am I keeping it here, or am I keeping it here? If you realize, I'm not talking about risk reward here. In the previous videos I had talked about the fact that scalping does not really suggest you to be studying a lot of risk reward and entering. Scalping is more of an impulsive kind of a trade where you quickly get in and get out. But obviously that impulse should be preceded by a higher intelligence, where a technical skill and an emotional control is highly necessary. So this was the trade that I took today. You can see that I had covered it at 381.25. Now that was an order that I placed. Normally you do not see any random figures in my trade book, because I always work on limit orders. That's another rule of mine. So that is why you'll always see a value which has zero point 0.00 as decimals. So the decimal level is at 0.00 level, so 425.00 for example. But you can see 381.25 was because the price went so fast in that direction that I did not want to take a chance. I knew that the PDH would act as a strong support whenever price approaches it from the top. So I did not want to take a chance with the PDH, so I had squared off the deal at the market price itself. That is why the 381.25 level. In reality the price had actually touched 375 also at a certain point, but by the time I placed a market order, it shot up to 381.25. That is how fast premiums can change in options, and that is the reason why you need a lot of emotional control, because you cannot keep waiting for your trade to give you a specific profit or a loss, kind of loss value. Okay, now having explained that, let's go ahead with the levels of today. We will just delete this box here, and we will keep the day high as a strong resistance. Keep the day high ready here, because that supply zone has not been broken yet, so that zone will still stay here. But we will just mark a line there now. If price opens outside that range tomorrow, and I think price would uh, gap up tomorrow. Now market can show us any sort of surprises, but that is just a speculation that I'm doing. So if market has opens outside the previous day's range, that is today's range tomorrow, then the PDH, that is today's high, will act as a strong support also. And we obviously have the PDL, the previous day low, so mark that also is an important level, because price never retraced back to that level in bank Nifty. And as you can see, the the candle was a open is equal to high candle, as we discussed prior. Yes, so these are the important levels in Bank Nifty. Apart from that, we have the Virgin CPR that comes from today's price action. Not a very narrow Virgin CPR, and this is the Virgin CPR that I see in my trading view right now as of today. Okay, sometimes some people have told me that the values at their end are different, so I don't know why the difference is there, but my screen is already anyway refreshed post market, so I don't know why, but maybe values change over time. That could be some software variation there at the end of the trading view. But these values are calculated on based on price as of today, the price action of today. So the levels are should actually not change and they should not matter, but just ensure that you keep an eye on those levels when the market opens tomorrow, if you're trading with the same indicators as I am using. Yep, so I think that should be it for the price action analysis. If you've liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and also hit the bell icon so you're notified each time I post a new video. And guys, please you leave your comments in the comment section with all any of your doubts that you have. I'll only be too happy to solve them and correct you if there are any mistakes that you're suffering from. Thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a nice day ahead, and bye bye.